Welcome back, Tribe. Today, we're here with special guest, Master Julio Anta of Anta's Kung Fu in Doral, Florida. We're going to be talking today about the Ageless Warrior Fitness Program and his book that is out. Master Anta, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How are you doing, sir?
Great. How are you?
I'm good. So, Master Anta, for the benefit of the audience at home listening, please tell us a little bit about yourself, your background in fitness and in martial arts. Kind of bring us up to speed with where how you got to where you are today as a trainer.
Right. Yes. Yes, like you said, my name is Julio Anta. I'm 59 years old. I've been doing martial arts. Started at about 14 years old with judo, but I believe martial arts and fitness are one. And I believe in being a student for life, so I'm constantly learning new things. My first black belt was in Hung Gar Kung Fu, which was later in time I got the rank of master. I'm also a certified instructor with 3 different Krav Maga organizations, but I'm actually one now that I stuck with, that I'm a full instructor. I'm certified in counterterrorism and police defensive tactics with them. I hold the rank of instructor under 2 Jeet Kune Do organizations. I have the rank of crew in Muay Thai kickboxing. And I just recently started, believe it or not, doing judo again. I have the rank in judo kickbox, which is Cuban martial art of 2nd degree. Now, granted, I'm not even close to a black belt in judo. It's just a combination of judo and kickboxing, like an MMA system that some fighters are even using now. In fitness, I was a competitive bodybuilder in the 80s. When I dislocated both shoulders, partially dislocated them at a karate tournament when I was, before what I mentioned, I had done some karate. Now I didn't get a black belt, but was studying karate. I dislocated both shoulders. That stopped my bodybuilding career because I couldn't lift as heavy anymore, and for years I was having a hard time lifting and kept on getting dislocated. From there, I got certified as a personal trainer. I got certified battling ropes with Brookfield, a guy that developed it before nobody knew what the ropes were, pretty much. I have the first certification in kettlebells in the state of Florida was done at my school. There was only like 4 of us. This was about 12 years ago, I would say. And after that, I got certified with other organizations in kettlebells. I'm certified in Indian clubs. I was doing them before I got certified through videos. But then I got certified through Dragon Door, the first Indian club certification with Dr. Ed Thomas. I also, trying to remember, I'm sure I'm going to skip some stuff. I'm a full instructor or a level 3 in Kevin Burnwood Kern's MMA fitness. Certified in action strength, which is my Jeet Kune Do, my current Jeet Kune Do instructor's fitness program. And I'm also certified in, I just lost the name. It's combat fitness. Combat fitness, which is an Israeli. It's an Israeli system of fitness with kettlebells and functional training. So off the top of my head, those are some of the certifications I have in fitness. So, but right now, I just recently, 8 weeks ago, tore my chest and bicep tendon. So right now, I'm not in the shape that you're going to see in my videos that I just did recently, a video when I became 59 on the different types of training I do. I'm still training, but I have to be very careful with that. So I've added to my training. I already had added in my book, Anta's Ageless Warrior Fitness. You'll hear that I've already had added some yoga. I have been doing yoga for almost 2 years because of my back pain, because I have a lot of injuries from all the years of martial arts and fitness. And just a month ago, I started doing Tai Chi also, because right now I'm still working out with weights. I can't do certain moves. Like I can't even do push-ups or pull-ups, but I can do some arms and I can do some shoulder training. So my training is limited, but I'm not letting my body go totally out of shape. So pretty much off the top of my head, that's some of the things I'm certified in and my training right now.
Now, Master Anta, tell me about how you developed your Ageless Warrior program. And for the audience listening, this is a program, it's in a book format that is designed for people that, aren't in their, somebody in their 20s obviously could use it, but it's designed for people that are maybe a little bit older, like ourselves. And if anybody out there has seen you and they're going to see pictures of you overlaid on this interview, anybody that saw you would not believe that you are, 59 years old. They just wouldn't. And so tell me what you put into this program, everything that you've picked up from martial arts and fitness that have been helpful in you staying young and fit. What went into this program, into developing the book?
Yes, what happens is, after so many years of training and making mistakes, I've had, I could spend here, I'm just going to mention one or two all day telling you all the injuries I've had, all the different problems I've had. And, a lot of times I had to start again from the beginning. Like I said, dislocated shoulders, now I'm a torn chest and bicep. I have arthritis in just about every bone right now, every time they do an MRI or an X-ray. I've had trigger finger on both hands. One I had to get operated. The other one they were able to cure with shots. So I'm always having to start all over. I have vertigo that comes and goes, but I don't have the balance I used to have. A lot of things have happened. But what I've noticed is it started in my early 40s. I would look at the books on fitness for seniors, and I couldn't believe it. It was usually a bunch of old-looking, skinny guys, with little tiny weights. And I'd go, man, I don't want to look like that. And then one of the things the other thing is there was that portion, people that train very light and barely trained. And then I noticed how people overtrain. If you go to any gym in the world, and I trained, and every time I travel, I work out. And if I find a gym, I'll go there and train. You see the same people, any part in the world, on the treadmill, reading a book, no intensity, or on a machine, like I've seen them on leg machines, reading, like those abductors machines, people reading or talking on the phone. And I started noticing, wow, we either get the people that don't train hard enough, or they train so long that their body doesn't change, and the injuries. So what I started doing is the type of training I like doing. Well, it all depends. If you're a martial artist or a fighter, you got to do more functional, less bodybuilding type training. Me personally, it's actually Bruce Lee's concept. Bruce Lee trained functional, but he wanted his body to look good. There's a lot of schools out there. There's the school of the functional trainer that laughs at the bodybuilder. And I'm talking about not a competitive guy that's on tons of steroids. I'm talking about the person that works out their calves or abs to look good. They laugh at that because they say they can't move. They're not, functional. Then you have the functional guy that looks almost like he doesn't work out, either very slim or just doesn't look like he works out, but he could do amazing things with his body. Well, I like the mixture in between of both because for longevity, and by the way, my book, I even have the first workout I did, so it's for everybody, but we talk a lot about staying young and being a martial artist and training for life. So back to what I was saying is that the older we get, we lose muscle. Our metabolism slows down, our testosterone level goes down, we lose muscle, we gain fat. Not that muscle turns to fat, but the more muscles you have, the faster your metabolism. That's why these competitive bodybuilders on steroids that weigh 300 pounds can eat like a pig and still have their abs because of the size of their muscle. But in everybody, it's the same thing. So what happens? We go to these extreme workouts that are very popular now, that they burn you out, training 6 days a week, all types of things. And then the next day they work out the same body parts, and you get a lot of injuries, and you don't see much muscle growth, even though they're great athletes, the ones that survive. And again, like I said, then you have the old person workout, which literally is the tiny little weight. And I think both of them are not good enough. I believe in the middle ground. First, health. I mean, I try to eat healthy. If I tell you that I eat perfect, I'm a liar. Like I was telling my students yesterday. Once in a while, I normally don't eat sweets. I normally don't eat junk food. But if I get an urge once in a while, I will. And that's not going to hurt me because, the shape that I'm in one day is not going to hurt me. But nutrition is important, healthy living, staying away from drugs, staying away from excessive alcohol drinking, all that. Now, I believe in a total concept, flexibility, strength training, cardio, but not the cardio most people do, and I'll talk about that in a second. Breathing exercises. That's why I'm doing yoga, and now I'm starting. I've done Tai Chi years ago, and I forgot the form. So I started again, especially that right now I can't train as hard as I used to. You see me today, I look like a fit person, but I've lost some muscle size because I can't train. I can't be hitting the bag like I used to. I can't lift heavier like I used to. And certain moves I can't do, but I still look fit. But that proves the point that muscle, the more muscle you have, the less fat you have. So now we're going to go to the point that I was saying. It's funny that most men, in general, like to do resistance training, and women like cardio. Well, cardio destroys muscle. So usually people that do, here's my example, and it's not mine. There's nothing really mine. It's things that I've learned from people. But look at the example. And we got the Olympics right here now. Look at the Olympic sprinters. To me, male and female have beautiful bodies. Look at the Olympic marathon runners. They look sick. From behind, you can't tell if they're male or female. So that proves the concept that a lot of cardio, long cardio, destroys muscle. When you don't have muscle, you look sickly, and we need to develop our muscle. If we don't work our muscle as we age faster, the skin's going to sag more. So when I mean cardio, and by the way, I hate cardio. If it's for me, I'll hit the bag, I'll hit a double end bag, a speed bag. But cardio, if I happen to do a different type of cardio, it'll be sprints. I might walk fast for 2 minutes, sprint for a minute, for 15 to 20 minutes. So that's my concept on that. And remember what I'm saying. I feel that most people overtrain or don't train. I don't mean time. After 45 minutes to an hour of working out with weights or anything, or sprinting or jogging, your testosterone level goes down. So if you're at a gym, when I hear people tell me, oh my God, I really train hard today, I've been 3 hours at the gym. And unless you're an Olympic athlete, if you train 3 hours at the gym, you're not training with intensity. That's why you don't change. Your body doesn't change. So I believe in short workouts with intensity. When I've gone to gyms, I've had people, because I have in my garage, I have my own gym with functional and regular weight training. But when I've gone to gyms, sometimes people tell me, oh, you don't feel like working out today? What do you mean? Your workout, I'm serious. My workout can take 20 minutes to 40. And when I do, let's say, a shoulder workout could take me 20, 25 minutes, they think that I'm tired, that I didn't feel like working out. On the contrary, that 45 minutes or that 20 minute was so intense that I got a better workout than if it took me 40 minutes. So pretty much those are some of my concepts. And I believe, like, one of the biggest things right now that's bothering me is I was getting my judo techniques better with my judo kickboxing instructor, and I can't do that now because I can't even wrap my arm around someone's neck. Now, I can still teach more like the Krav Maga, gun defense, rifle defense, slow motion, but I can't do throws. I can now in 8 weeks shadow box, but extremely slow. I can't move fast. So that's what kills me, because I believe that our body should always be in motion. Yet, I still take a rest day. I train 5 to 6 days a week, depending how I feel. Sundays, I don't train. My concept is if God took a day off, I need to take a day off to recuperate. And Monday, and I wake up on Mondays pumped up, especially when I'm not injured. Today, I'm gonna train, then I'm gonna go and change lives at my martial arts school.
And that sounds excellent, Master Anta. Let me ask you, just for the audience that may be interested in adopting your method, take us through your book. Where do we get started? Are we starting off with, nutrition? Are we starting off with planned workouts? How does the book take somebody through into working with this Ageless Warrior method?
Well, what some people have told me is that they feel that they're speaking to me, that I'm having a conversation with them. I start off pretty much talking about, it depends. I'm trying to remember now. The introduction is just a brief introduction of pretty much some of the stuff we talked about right now. But pretty much then in the beginning of the book, it's funny. I used to say this years back, that I call my story, and I'm not being arrogant, I'm not Superman that I could fly, but I call my story from Charlie Brown to Superman. Because as a kid, I was the last one picked. I would watch Charlie Brown and go, oh my God, he's just like me. I do everything wrong. But because of training slowly, I got better and better. And one of the things that I tell people is, and that's in the beginning of the book, that a lot of people, they talk like the best part of their life was high school, college, and now they're totally out of shape. And if you're a martial arts instructor, you'll see it. Dads coming in with their kid, oh man, I haven't worked out in I don't know how long, but in high school I was a quarterback and I was in shape, but I'm old now. So I talk about that today I'm in better shape than I would say 99% of anybody that went to school with me. Most of them are totally out of shape. It's been a slow process, and it's been a real slow process of building and getting better because I'm not a natural athlete, but I have the determination. So I talk about that. Then there's parts on motivation. I talk about staying away from negative people that I strongly believe. I mean, I've had to drop people that I liked that were friends because certain negativity about them, because I strongly believe that success attracts success, and negative people drag you down. So I talk about a lot of motivational stuff. Then at the end of the book, I have a bunch of people that wrote for me, that people that I know, most of them were, they're all over 40, but most of them over 50, because I try to put a lot of different workouts. And then they talk about their workouts. Some of them have videos and books on fitness. I also talk about how I admire Jack LaLanne and Elio Gracie and June Reed, because, I talk about them in the book. Elio Gracie and Jack LaLanne, till the day they died, they were training. June Reed's sick now, and believe me, I'm not a Taekwondo guy, but I've met him and spoke to him. And one time when we met at a conference that I was a speaker also in the old NAPMA days, he goes to me, when somebody told him my age, I was in my early 40s, and he goes, people like you and people like me are going to change the world, to show that you don't have to age, that age is a number. And he had this saying that I'm paraphrasing, that it's the knowledge of a 100-year-old with the body of a 20-year-old. So the book is complete. I give you my first workout with the guy that gave me my workout, and the story how I begged them in high school for a workout because I had tried to work out. I always, as a young kid, I lived in New York for about 4 years as a kid, and there was a channel that had the Hercules movie 5-6 days a week. I don't know. They played the same movie, and I watched Hercules and Hercules Unchained every day. And people would say, well, why does he keep on seeing that movie? And that was one of my inspirations. At that age, I said that I wanted to look like Steve Reeves. Then I saw, I think it was a Tom and Jerry of a mouse flipping a cat. And I told my dad, because I was that skinny, weak kid, I want to do that. And he told me that was, at that time, he called it judo karate. And I said, okay, I want to do that. Then the Green Hornet came when I was a kid still, and, with Bruce Lee. And all this motivated me to train. And all these stories I talk about there, but my first workout is there. The book was written about a year and a half ago. So the workout because I'm always constantly changing. The workout I was doing at that time is there. The different martial arts I trained with is there. The book has like about 180 something pages. And it's really deep into not just the workout, all the supplements. Even though I've changed some of the supplements already. The supplements I was taking. Supplements to bring your testosterone up. Supplements to bring your growth hormone up. I break down the supplements, the ones I take for arthritis, the ones I take for, my joint pains, all the different things. So the book is pretty deep. And again, a lot of motivation. A lot of motivational chapters are in the book on how to, because to me it's all in the mind. I could wake up one day all depressed and I have to really start psyching myself out to want to train hard and not to, like I said, I'm not going to tell you that I never eat junk food, but if I ate it every time I wanted, I wouldn't be in shape. And I think that the other thing is I believe in leading by example. And that was part of being a Marine. In the Marine Corps, and I talk about that. First of all, when I went to the Marine Corps, I had already started working out with weights, bodybuilding style. And when I got there, all the skinny guys were outdoing me. I had muscle, but nothing was functional. So I learned that there. But the biggest thing I learned was drill instructors. These guys, it was a love-hate. I hated them because of the way they treated me, but I wanted to be like them. They led by example. And that's one thing that I feel that I have to lead. One of the things, if I wasn't a martial arts instructor, maybe I wouldn't be in the shape I'm in, because I could have been with some other type of business and, finding excuses not to work out. But I need to lead my students by example, by training, by becoming a better martial artist, even though I'm sure I'm slower. There's techniques I can't do because of my injuries, but I still feel I'm a better martial artist today than when you met me years back when I got certified with you in the saber knife. I consider that today I'm a better martial artist even though I'm way older, because I think this was about 10, 12 years ago.
Right. Now, Master Anta, you have a school, and anybody that's in the Miami area will know you're a standard there. I mean, you've got a lot of history there. Everybody knows who you are, and you get a lot of students coming in and out of your doors. What are some of the success stories that you've had with your students? It's one thing to hear about you and your personal experience and know what this has meant for you. But, people are always going to say, well, it worked for him, but it's not going to work for me. Tell me about the times that this has worked for other people. What have you been able to do? How have you been able to change lives and touch the people that come through your school?
That's funny. Sometimes people tell me, what do you do for a living? I go, I change lives. And, I mean, I'm on my 18th year teaching here in Doral. 3 years ago, I did a 15-year anniversary, and I had some of the kids that had gotten junior black belts with me come. Actually, on my YouTube page, youtube.com/AntaFit, F-I-T. You might be able to find it there. They started giving testimonials, some of them in college, some of them in high school, how this changed their lives. But also, I have a few websites, but MiamiKettlebell.com, which is really a fitness website now, but I got Miami Kettlebell years ago because nobody really was into the kettlebells when I was able to get it. You'll see a lot of before and after. And those are the ones that told me it's okay. I've gotten people lose even more. Right now I have a guy that's getting, I'd say within the next 6-8 months, might get his black belt in Muay Thai. Yeah, Muay Thai traditional doesn't give belts, but under the system I'm in, they put a belt system to motivate people. Well, this guy, from the day he started to today, he's lost like 45 pounds. And I have people that have lost that. But more important of losing weight is body fat. I have a female that you'll see in my before and after pictures that she only lost like 7 pounds, like 10% body fat, and she just looks like a different person. So I get all of them. I'll be honest with you, I have a terrible memory first. And two, I think I'm throwing a number out there. In the 18 years I've been here, we have high number of students. I'd say 3,000 or more people have come through. I've been stopped in places and kids come up to me. Sometimes I remember, but a lot of times I don't. Oh, Mr. Anta, remember me? I mean, I remember all the junior black belts, but the other ranks, a lot of people I forget. And they tell me, they'll say things that we say in class, like winners never quit, quitters never win, and stuff like that. And remember one telling me, man, I teach the kids in college that, and I repeat the stuff you were telling me. And if it wasn't for the stuff you taught me, I would have quit maybe. And I get a lot of them, or parents coming to me, thanking me for the way their child changed. And I've seen a lot of overweight kids. I've seen a lot of kids. I tell the story. I have a girl that now she's getting a scholarship, I think, in golf for college. And this girl, the father, spent 2 weeks on the side of the mat with her crying that she did not want to do the class. She eventually got a junior black belt with me. And the father always calls me and comes by to tell me about her success. How that crying little girl that didn't want to do the class got a junior black belt, getting excellent grades, and is getting a scholarship. She's rated very high in high school golf. And I have so many of those success stories, and that's what keeps me going. Because it's like, I think we want to leave a legacy behind. And as martial arts instructors, fitness instructors, is not what we do. Because the average person doesn't care. A lot of times, some of the great fighters and great physiques can't develop people because that's not what they do right. They're not good at it. And that's one of the things, again, Marine Corps. Those drill instructors built the greatest fighting machine in the world. And that's my mindset. I want to change people's lives. I want them to remember me and have a positive experience. Sure, there's people that won't like me. Maybe they thought we were too strict, or maybe not enough, or too easy. But in general, that's what I'm looking at, changing lives, but I have to do it by leading by example. Because I know a lot. I mean, I've seen so many usually they're older martial artists that I go, oh my God, how can they be teaching? I mean, what technique? The technique they can't even do it themselves. That doesn't mean they don't know how to teach it. They just can't function. And that's what, I'm trying not to happen to me. Yes, right now I'm fighting an injury, but right after that injury heals, I'm be back into taking my judo to another level, continue training in the other martial arts that I do. And who knows what other martial art I might, I have a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I haven't trained in that, especially after this. Who knows what other martial art I might start incorporating to make myself a better martial artist. And like I say, being a student for life, I lead them by example.
Now, Master Anta, what would you have to say to people in the audience who maybe have fallen out of a good health and fitness routine, people that have not been motivated lately? What could you share with them? What insight, what type of motivation could you help give them to get people, off the shelf, back onto the mat, back in the gym? Give some words of advice here for people that need to get back on track.
It's that old story that a champion gets knocked out but comes back, or gets knocked down and comes back up, whether he wins or loses the fight. I've been there. I have a picture the day that my youngest son got his full black belt, and my assistant instructor that was a black belt in Taekwondo, but in my system, he didn't have his full black belt. When they got their black belt, I have a picture, and I look at myself and I go, oh my God. What happened was I had a vertigo attack, and when I get them, everything starts spinning, and I have to be in bed for almost a week. And then I'm almost a month with bad balance, and I can't work out, and my belly got bigger. And I look at it and I go, man, funny part about it is I shouldn't have wore what I wore, because I didn't even notice. That was the first day that I left the house to promote them. And then I have a picture years back after another injury that I took a picture without a shirt. And I was on the heavy side, and I'm naturally not. I'm naturally small boned. I've been there. I've been out of shape. When I first started teaching 18 years ago, I spent a good 3 or 4 years just learning the business aspect and not training much. And when I look back, I go, wow, I could teach, but I wasn't the example. So it's never too late. The whole idea is wake up. Like I said, I could be right now. I'll be honest with you. I take my shirt off and I look at my chest and I go, it's disappearing, but I look like an old man's chest now because I have a hole in the side of my arm from the injury, and my chest doesn't look, with a shirt or a tank top, I look good. But if I take my shirt off, I don't. Well, Eventually, I'm going to get my chest back to the way it was. But it's, and I have, honestly, I've woken up some days, I've said, man, I can't believe this. I can't train. I see a little bit more, a little bit extra fat in my stomach right now. And I feel a little down, but then I start thinking of all the positive things, and I'll work out my arms. I'll do different things and I'm eating less now. So I've been there. I've been out of shape. I've been at a point where I feel, man, I wasn't training. I trained until I hurt my chest and shoulder muscle, the tendon. I was training more recently than I did in years, with different instructors that I'm under. But it's never too late. I always believe in that. It's never too late. Now, again, I'm going to be back, hopefully in a few months. Remember, I can't do a push-up. I can hold a plank, but I can only bend my arm less than halfway, and it hurts. So I can't even do push-ups halfway. So in my case, it's going to be getting to do my push-ups. Without exaggerating or lying, not that I did many push-ups, but from my other workouts, any day of the week when people would tell me, oh, you think you can do 100 push-ups? Boom, I would do 100 push-ups with no problem. Today I can't do one. Pull-ups, I can't even hold the bar. So just like I'm going to have to, in a few months, slowly start all over. It doesn't matter if it was that you just let yourself go or you had an injury. We can always come back. And we can be the best that we can be. I don't look today like I did in my 20s, in my competitive days, but I was looking outside of that in the best shape of my life right before I tore the chest and bicep tendon. So yeah, it feels like you're down, you're upset, man. Because one of the things I said in my book was that at 60, I was going to be in the best shape ever. And I was working towards it, and it's a slow process. The older we get, it's a slower process. But this is a setback, but that doesn't mean that I'm not. I might be 60 and a half now instead of right on my 60th birthday, but I am going to be in better shape than the pictures you guys can see in my Facebook and the pictures you could see in my website. Because most of the pictures on my Facebook that you see, that was me 3 months ago. It's not, whatever they call that, Photoshop. That was me 3 months ago. And today, if I took my shirt off, I still look like I work out and I'm in shape, but not as good. So it's never too late. We got to motivate ourselves. Nobody else will. We got to think of even when we're down, and again, if I tell you I'm never down, if I tell you I'm never lazy, I'm a liar. You have to bring yourself back up and take it slow. Start slow. It's better to start slow than too fast and quit. And train for intensity. Afterwards, in the beginning, if it's your first month, sure, you're going to not train as hard. But intensity is, to me, the main thing to do. Short, but intense.
Master Anta, thank you for sharing your thoughts and letting us know something about the program and about your book. If people are out in the Florida area and want to visit your school, or if they want to reach out to you to bring you out for workshops or seminars, let us know where they can reach out to you. Also, where they can pick up your book, and I know you also have a fitness DVD. Also, tell us where they can, reach out to you, get a hold of your products, and even come out and train with you in person.
Sure. Yeah, I have, like I said, a few websites, but the main one, easy to remember, Anta Martial Art, without the apostrophe S, because my school's Anta apostrophe S, Fitness and Self-Defense. My fitness one is Miami Kettlebell.com. I also have the one that's on active shooter, hostage situation, and all that is DoralKravMaga.com. So those are my main ones. I'm on Facebook. I also have a page on Facebook, which is also Anta's Fitness and Self-Defense. And YouTube, I have tons of videos from TV shows we've done. I have one video that I call This is 59. I think that's what I call it. And, just me doing different types of training that I did right some of them a few days before my 59th birthday and some right after. The book, you could get it on my website. I think it's on Amazon too. But the book, you could get on any of my websites. The fitness video, it's really old. It's more on Shaolin. You'll see I'm a little heavier, not fat, but a little heavier with long hair. It's Shaolin physical conditioning, is more training for Kung Fu, breathing exercises, hard Qigong, forearm training, ring training. That's an old video. But the book, The Ageless Warrior, like I said, it's less than a year and a half old. I think it came out not last year, the year before in November. So those are the places you could get. The phone number, 305-599-3649, 305-599-3649. Again, if anybody's listening and I'm not friends with you on Facebook, please friend me on Facebook and go to the page also.
Great. Well, thank you very much again, Master Anta. Appreciate you taking out time from your schedule. I know you're waiting on the bench to go teach a class at your school right now, so we won't hold you up. But again, thank you so much for being with us, and we look forward to talking to you again in the future.
No, thank you for having me. And again, we got to train again together, man. That nice classes you gave me were remarkable.
And that's a deal. Maybe you can introduce me to some of the fitness routines.
Right.
Great.